Okay, good people. So, as you are sitting with your first grade student, you are now going to count money. So the template here reads how much money. Student will insert the amount there. So they have to be able to tell you what the total amount of coins that you have set aside for him or her to count. So as a first grader, typically it's just about coin identification, recognizing the front and back of all of the coins that we have, U.S. coins. As we all know, we are soon to do away with the penny. And that's the only bronze colored coin that there is. Of course, the others are silver. So the play coins that come in the box are all silver in color, okay? So if you have that box, or you may have a box with pennies that are bronze color. At any rate, you can always use your own real coins or the ones that come inside of the box. Now, once your first grader become a little bit more advanced, you would use all the lines here, okay? Because remember, all boxes, 1st through 5th, comes with play money, dollar bills, as well as coins, okay? But again, for a first grader, it's really just recognizing pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. Okay, and essentially we want the child to be able to count by 5s, 10s, and then 25s, leading up to $1 bill. That's really all that your first grader is required to know by the end of first grade. So, if we were to put, let's say, 5 pennies here, mom, dad, whomever, tutor, if you're writing the amounts here, you would set them aside and the child will be able to count those coins and put the amount here. So if we got 5 pennies, 3 nickels, 2 dimes, and 1 quarter. How much is that? Okay, so again, you would use your play coins to add those coins. You would use the play coins. So again, you have play coins here, and this package here does not have the actual pennies. So I would count out. So you as the tutor, you would write the numbers here next to the amount or the words, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. Your first graders should be learning those words as well. Remember, reading is just as critical as the numeracy. Okay, so this is a dime, okay? We have to make sure that our student knows what a dime looks like, a dime. So that's worth 10 cents. So we have, first let's start with our pennies. Okay, now remember, we're doing away with pennies. The back of the penny here. Okay, so they should be able to recognize a penny. So we've got to put 5 pennies and know the value of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I wish this package would have come with bronze colored pennies, but it didn't. So we'll just have to work with what we have. So that's 5 pennies. The important part is just to be able to recognize it, looking at the back and the front. And it also reads 1 cent, which is what a penny is worth. So that's 5 pennies, 3 nickels. Okay, remember, they're only really, your first graders should just be able to master counting coins up to $1. Now, if your child is advanced or the student is advanced, eventually we can get into counting the bills, but that's also inside of your box, as bills and coins were inserted inside of all boxes 1st through 5th. So we've got 3 nickels, 2 dimes, again, just recognizing them, okay, front and back. 2 dimes, and then we have 1/4. Okay, so let's count this amount. I gotta find a quarter here. Let's see. And you would have the coins spread out, and then your child must be able to find those coins and be able to recognize them. Oh no, that's a $1/4. Well, yeah, a $1/4 is a quarter. Quarter of a dollar is a quarter. Okay, so here's your quarter right here. All right, right there. So that's 25. Okay. And then we've got and 20, so 25, 35, 45. Maybe start with the larger coins first. So 25, the larger amount, 35, 45, 50, 55, 60, and then you've got 5 pennies. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. So that's how you would count that out with your child. And then how much money? We can simply just put 65 cents. Teach them the difference between this symbol as cents and the dollar sign. Now the cents goes to the right of the digits and the dollar sign goes on the left. If and when we ever get to that with your first grader. Again, all he or she is required to know by end of first grade is how to count coins that can total up to $1 bill or $1. But the question is, can he or she recognize the coins? Okay, being able to recognize a nickel, being able to recognize a dime, and knowing its value. Okay. And again, if you had to add those amounts, you always got a blank sheet using the back side of any of the laminated sheets. And as it is blank, you can just add the numbers. Because at this point, at the end of first grade, so if we have 5 pennies, okay, that's 5. Then, and again, you have those templates as well, but if you had to, you could draw boxes. Nickels, we got 3 of those, so that is a total of 15. Make sure that they're lining the numbers up correctly. 5s is 1s, 15 would consist of a 10s digit and a 1s digit. Then 2 dimes is worth 20, and a quarter is worth 25, okay? So we're going to add those. 5, 10, 15. We're regrouping here. Then 2, 4, 5, 6. Again, 65 cents is my total. And that's what your student will write there. You would put the amounts here of the coins. Again, we're not expecting your child to know the dollar bills just yet. But again, it's your decision. And then each space on here for this one and this one, they're the same. Okay? So you can create another problem here. You fill in the amount, the number of coins. Remember, not to exceed $1. And then here, you would have your student or your child to create the amount. So let's have your child create 50 cents. Okay? Now, 50 cents. They can take the coins and do it any way they like. They can pull out 5 dimes, 10, 20, okay, go to the pile, 30, 40, 50, knowing that each dime is worth 10 cents. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, okay? Or they can make that with, ask them another. Is there another way that we can make 50 cents? Absolutely. They may even start with 2 quarters. So we have 1 quarter here, and we have another quarter here. So that makes 50 cents. Okay. we may have a combination of dimes and nickels. Okay? All right. So that is that. And now we would have the student create an amount. We would have a student add the coins, put the amount here. And then this is another space where it says, or another activity, if you will, how much money do you have left? Okay, you fill in the amount here. So we have students the student has an amount and they spend an amount. What do they have left? So you have to fill it in here. You had, telling your child, you had, let's say, 75 cents. Okay. You spent, let's say, 25 cents. How much do you have left? And again, we're working within under a dollar or under. Now, again, if your child is advanced, you can start using the dollar bills and that and the coins. So if they have 75 cents, have them model it for you. That's 50. And then here is 75. You have this amount. You spent this amount, 25 cents. What do you have left? 25 plus 25 is 50. The student will write 50 cents here. And remember, the cent sign goes to the right of the digits. We're not using decimal points right now. First grade, we're not doing that. We're just using the cent sign. Or the dollar sign goes to the left of the amount if and when we get there. Okay, again, that's all about how advanced your child is, but they're not expected to know dollar bills just yet. They're in the box, again, if your child is advanced. But only up to $1 should your child be able to count coins. That's what's expected for first grade, by the end of first grade. Okay? But again, the most important thing is recognizing the coins, what a quarter looks like, what a dime looks like, front and back. What a nickel looks like, front and back. They need to know these things, okay, what it looks like. And again, these coins are big enough to be able to recognize, and you can even use real coins, okay? But these have been inserted in the box for your use. All right, so much for the counting money. And again, we're making math count.